Yeah.
That's how I roll as well. Like today. Hello, hello. Looks like we're
Hey.
live.
Yes.
Hey. Hey, everybody. Look who I have here on my channel. The lovely Mexican Longhair. At least I make content. Yes, he does. He sure does, as we know. Anybody watching this knows that, knows and loves that. So I didn't. I tried, but we're not going to see his lovely face today. But look at that logo. I never see it that big because I usually watch you on my phone.
Yeah.
So, speaking of logo, can you talk about that logo? It's lovely.
Yeah. I had a concept for a logo. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm not one to multitask. Let me just get this link here.
Do what you need to do.
And that
Take
way
your
I
time.
can promote it so people can come on over. I had a
Sure.
concept for my logo that kind of encapsulated, kind of who I am. And I really wanted like an over the shoulder anime dude, with long hair and a cap, like I'm always wearing. And I also wanted to honor my heritage as well. And I thought of that concept, and I didn't get it all the way across to my logo maker. His name is I'm trying to get the name of the channel. It's Kip LA.
Mm.
And he got me this, and I didn't complain. This is a great logo. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but it was so cool. I was like, I have to use it. So
Right. It's
that's
really
where.
indigenous looking to me, like
Yeah,
the eagle. It's an eagle. Is it an eagle or?
yeah. The
Okay.
whole Mexican flag with the eagle with the snake in its mouth type
Oh,
type thing.
wow. Now
Yeah,
I'm looking closer. That's amazing.
yeah,
Love it. I
yeah,
really love that. I've been doing a lot of artwork lately, so I want to draw it. The minute I see it, I want to draw it
yeah,
and make it my own.
yeah,
So that's how I see the world right now because I think I spend 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day doing art. So anyways,
yeah.
yeah, so I just
Yeah.
wanted to comment on that and appreciate it for a moment. And your hair is fantastic too, as someone who loves long hair on men. It's fantastic and it's jet
Yeah,
black too.
there's actually a story behind that. I was married for a long time, and I could never wear my hair long. So to me, it's a symbolic gesture of getting rid of that whole experience and you know moving on with my life, and it became my signature. My long hair, and it
Mm-hmm.
actually is okay because my hair is actually really nice when it's long. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, I dig it.
And you take care of it and all that, like you're
Yeah,
it's
my
it's not
son makes
easy.
sure my son's a stylist, so he doesn't let me buy
Oh,
any cheap shampoos or
cool. Yeah, he makes
or
you
anything
brush
like
it once
that.
in a while and.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Well, I
he's like,
work at home. I say that because I work at home and I don't brush my hair sometimes for days on end. I just
yeah,
put it up
well,
and leave it.
yeah. Me, it's a little different. I have to. Yeah, I mean, my son will absolutely not let me not. you know, my hair is a big deal to him, so
Family
it's a big deal to me.
standards. He'll scold you. Do you wear it in
Yeah.
braids or anything like that ever?
It's funny you mentioned that. Bernie last night was like, I want to braid your hair, and
Yes, let
I'm like,
her.
I'm like, yeah, about that. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it's a bunch of small braids, I think that would be really
Just
cool.
two
But
braids, indigenous
just
looking,
do,
because you look indigenous, because you are mixed, right?
yeah,
49% are here.
yeah,
So,
49%. No, um, actually, I'm a quarter Belgian, if you can
oh,
believe
interesting.
that.
Belgian,
But
Scottish, right? And then
yeah,
Mexican. Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, there's that. But I don't know, the braids. I just think about it, and I'm like, a bunch of little braids would be kind of cool. Then I could, roll my hair around like a predator or something like from the movie Predator. But
put beads in it
uh,
and stuff.
yeah, that would be cool too. I mean, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
opposed to that
Like
maybe at
wooden
some.
beads, like really nice, like
Yeah,
organic, earthy kind of
yeah,
look.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
see a loose braids, like not tight, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that would be okay too. I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
on the
yeah,
side.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm Canadian. We have, like, I really appreciate Indigenous art, Indigenous culture, spirituality, all that kind of thing. I used to go to powwows in high school by
Yeah,
myself. I would just go find them and go. So I appreciate that, that whole aspect. But yeah, so I love the guys with their long hair and the braids and everything. So that's what I'm seeing. Like turquoise beads in it and everything else. So you could pull that
yeah,
off big time. So if I'm ever in your physical presence, look out. I'll bring supplies, and I'll get your son to make sure, like, I'll make sure he we could corner you,
yeah, yeah,
so you can't
yeah,
say
for
no.
sure.
Just kidding. I like to
Yeah.
make people uncomfortable.
No, no
Anyways,
worries, no worries at all.
yeah.
I don't mind. Like, some people are so, um, like so protective of their self, their hair, their skin, their whatever. But yeah, go
Who
ahead.
cares?
Just don't yank on it. I'm very tender-headed. But
Yeah,
if you,
you are.
if you want to braid it, fine, no worries.
Yeah, and you're not the guy that's offended easily.
No,
Like you're the
no,
guy that's you're not judgmental. And here I'm not blowing smoke because for any reason in particular, it other than just we're already friends. I don't have to impress you or anybody else. So I
right.
can say that you're very non-judgmental, and you do accept people the way you are because you have friends from all walks of life. And you always refer to yourself as being a little older, and I'm in that age bracket as well. So I think with that comes that we're not judgmental till we are, and when we are, you better look out because it's for really good reason. Well, if
Mm,
you're a kind-hearted person with
yeah,
ethics and
it's
everything.
really funny. I don't have a lot of friends that I interact with physically, right? Like there's not like it's funny you mentioned that. Like here, like I tend to I just want to stick to myself.
Mm,
I don't need any
judgmental.
outside distraction. I've already got enough going on as it is, and my time is very, very limited.
Hmm.
Like today was the first day in a
Wow.
long time
I
that I can
messaged you at the
remember.
right moment.
You
Lucky.
just caught me at the right time. Like
Yeah.
today, it was drop Bernie off at work, and then what am I going to do? So
Wow, so
so
cool. Well,
it
you're
was,
sharing yourself with myself and many people. I
yeah,
hope. I don't
yeah,
see anyone else has joined us. Oh, we have one joiner. Be lovely to hear who that is. But they'll see it later. But
yeah,
yeah, it just thing. I thought it was a good time because we have a big date coming up on Friday,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so before we get to that, though, I just wanted to ask you a little more about yourself. That where are you from? Like, where were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Denver.
Oh,
Um,
really? Okay.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm a native here, which is
Wow,
really strange because there's
that's
there's
unusual.
not a lot of us left here. Like, if you look at the overall population of the Denver metro area, I mean, Denver proper isn't, spectacularly big, but if you count the entire metro area, it's a metro.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
City.
lot of people in the
Mm-hmm.
millions,
Mm-hmm.
and there's not a lot of natives left, either by
Wow.
default or people leaving and other people coming in and dwarfing that population.
So who's coming in? Like, what kind are people looking for the
Um,
lifestyle? Like
a lot of
the
yeah, a lot
mountains
of
and.
people from Texas, a lot of people from
Mm,
California.
okay.
Um, yeah, that for the most part, it's those two states that
Is it
that
like a
you see.
progressive state? Is it seen that way?
Um,
Like urban for sure, but as usual.
yeah.
But
So I mentioned the metro area. It's I wouldn't say it's quite progressive. It depends on your definition of progressive. I know a lot of people like to think that
let's
they're.
not say not liberal, but progressive. Like
Yeah,
there's that difference.
I would say that for sure. Like the Denver metro area leans definitely left. If you get out into the rural parts, it's definitely far right leaning.
Mm,
But I do see a shift. I see a
mm.
shift in that.
Especially lately,
Yeah.
it's fun to watch from afar.
Yeah,
Actually, the
yeah.
changes. Mhm.
It's weird because I was looking. I watched this channel called I think it's called Let's Talk Elections or something like that,
Mhm.
and they basically analyze polls and different data and stuff around this country. And every once in a while they'll get into Canadian politics because they kind of, they kind of intersect, a little bit here and there. But they were talking about like Texas and a couple other states like Alaska and a lot of Republican strongholds that are kind of flipping. They're kind of turning the other way, and it's
I know
obviously
it's
the case.
interesting. I
Yeah,
probably watch more coverage of what's going on in your country than people in your country.
yeah,
Honestly, hours every day, and I do have a stake. I'm going to be going to Costco later today to stock up. Like they're saying, really, when the world is so volatile, 6 months worth of ability to live off the grid, really. So
yeah.
I'm stocking up, and I've never done that in my life. I'm not
It's
a survivalist at all.
right. It's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about the pandemic, right? And
This
how
is worse.
everybody lost their freaking mind when it came to toilet paper, right? And nobody could find toilet paper anywhere. And I was like, and I was caught in the middle of that. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like why are people freaking out? Like, yes,
Well,
it's a
it
pandemic. I
sucks to
understand.
run out. It's one of those things,
Yeah, but I think it goes beyond that. I think it's a supply chain issue. Like
Oh.
it's like this supply chain is so delicate and so fragile that something as innocuous as toilet paper, which we don't
Mm-hmm.
think of other than when we actually need it,
Mm-hmm.
that people just overly, I guess, overcompensate for the actual happenings around the world, and
Yeah, it's true. It's
I,
like the sign of the times. It's like when people are stocking up on toilet paper, something's up. It's the thing
yeah,
that
yeah,
gives us there's Buttercup and Pluck. Hey, you
yeah,
guys. Thanks for joining. I don't usually have traffic on my channel, so I'm cheating.
yeah.
But yeah, so like I'm actually out of toilet paper right now. I'm
Oh,
into the
go get some.
Kleenex, and another day, and I'd have to be into the paper towel, so it's time to
Oh yeah,
go. But
yeah,
I
yeah. You
never run out
gotta,
of toilet paper, and this time I'll be getting, like, I don't usually, I get my one Costco pack bag, and this time, no, it's going to be more. I'm actually preparing for, I mean, there's been two countries invaded, or,
yeah.
more, probably more.
There's
And
there's
I
there's
have to be
more.
ready. We're on the list, and I know that it's a possibility. And we're not going to win anything in Canada with guns or any kind of military action
No,
whatsoever. It's a
no.
done deal. It would take 3 hours to take us over, and that's a reality that we've all had to get our heads wrapped around. So I know what I would do in that event, if in that possibility. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would be very strategic on my part on how what
Yeah,
I would do to turn
yeah,
things around, because we can do it. Canadians are quiet, smart,
yeah.
polite till we're not, and we know how to ride under the radar. And right
I
now,
would.
like, don't, like, Carney, shut up, don't say our
Yeah,
name out loud, like,
yeah.
internationally, although I am proud of him. But
I I
yeah.
I I love Canada. I think we all are great. I would move there if not for the fact that it's so cold.
It's
It,
not. You have
it,
you had a colder winter than I did. I had no snow all
um,
winter. I had
we
like one
actually,
hour of snow.
yeah, we the same here. I think that's due to global warming, actually. But
Warmer than
we
usual.
had we had like one storm,
Mm.
like one
Yeah.
snowstorm, like
Yeah.
legit
Amazing.
snowstorm. But it wasn't even that big of a deal. And then we had a couple little dustings of snow, when in
Hmm.
reality, like March, like this month, is our snowiest month. No snow the entire month.
Yeah, isn't that
Um,
weird? Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't have snow till 2 weeks ago, and it actually stayed for a day. So it was hovering around the freezing point,
yeah,
which is zero here, which is nice. Zero
yeah,
is freezing metric, right?
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I think
See,
I already have a plan as a middle aged woman who, I'd step up as a matriarch in my society, and I would know how to get it back. I would work with people, but I would step up and
yeah.
do it safely. It would be, we
Well,
don't want to lose people, but
it's
it's
funny, Hammy. You
we're talking about it.
I know that what happened in the past couple of years like really affected you, like it
Oh
affected us.
yeah. I
but
wasn't
but
me. People don't know me. People have this image of me, and it's
yeah,
not. I'm a lot
yeah.
stronger than.
Well, no, I look. I think women in general are
Mhm.
way stronger than men when it comes to mental health and things
Yeah.
of that nature. But that doesn't mean that things don't affect them differently in certain ways.
Yeah, men just
But
hide it and get sick. That's the problem. We have to
yeah,
take care of
yeah.
our boys too.
I I've always viewed you and others, a lot of them women, as super
Hmm.
strong people through this
Mm.
whole
Yeah,
conundrum that we were all in,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the
I
women
found
are
a
the
lot.
target for the most part, the bigger
Yeah,
targets. So we have to
yeah.
be, we it's sort of numbers really. But like for me, my performance or behavior or whatever it was, performance. See that someone will take that and run with it. My behavior in Los Angeles over that time was number one, sleep deprived. So
Mm,
I'm not used to that. I live alone. I'm an introvert, believe it or not, and I think you are too. I think you get your
yeah.
energy from yourself. So even though you can be around people all day and thrive in that, then you need your time, your downtime. So I don't know, maybe a bit of both, maybe right on
Uh,
the line.
I think you're right because, like, one of the things that I love to do is play video games. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an old school gamer. I go all the way back to the Pong days. So,
Yeah. And that's
but
creative mind work. Like that's more than just staring at a screen pushing buttons. People don't understand when I see kids in with their face in a screen or in their phone. Sure, to a certain degree, they need to get out and play sports and interact and all that, but
mm,
they're on their phone interacting.
yeah,
Their heart and soul is in there with their friends and there's more depth to it than people our age, like other Gen Xers and boomers, and don't understand what the kids are doing with their nose in their phone. And when you're gaming, you're interacting, you have
mm,
friends on there, and you're actually creating realities in that. It's a very creative process. It's not just like win the next level. It's changed a lot.
yeah,
You can create your
yeah.
own,
It,
envision something. Yeah.
it's funny. um, it is an escape, and
Mm-hmm.
that's part of the reason why I'm going on like a mini hiatus after
Mm-hmm.
Friday, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever the time frame is from Friday's court date to the next court date or the trial date. I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking off because
Good.
um, I I need to get back to gaming. I
Mm-hmm.
have another show that I've done for 18 years now called RP Grinders,
Okay. Yeah, I like
and
that one too. I watch you. I don't speak up,
yeah,
but I watch.
yeah, it's an interesting, awesome, different show.
I like it.
It's great, and that's what I'm not going to stop doing grinders during this time,
Good.
so people can see
Yeah.
me on RP
Well,
Grinders.
it's
But
just for you. It's just a place to hang out with your bros that you've had
yeah,
there for
yeah, yeah,
years
yeah,
and years and years, and you do
yeah,
what you love, and it's
yeah,
easy. It's not work.
yeah. I
Disasterpiece
mean,
theater is a whole other animal.
oh yeah, we'll get into that. But
Yeah,
RP Grind, you're right. I mean, it is a little bit of work for me because I
you're
do most
hosting.
of the producing and stuff like that, and I mean, it's become second nature after 18 years for me to
Yeah, it's
do all
not
that.
hard
So
work. It's just
no,
time.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. It can be. I mean, Eric finds all the news stories and he aggregates the news stories for us, which helps a lot.
Yeah.
When it comes to the first half of the show, the second half is a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of subjects. It's a unique show. It's there's nothing like it on the internet. Um, there's millions of podcasts and millions of
Mm-hmm.
shows per se, but
It's such a
I don't
tiny
know.
corner.
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job of evolving year to year, on what we do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really interesting. I don't know.
It's
I lo-
real. Like it's real. There's a lot of people doing just like interested in what you're talking about, and
yeah,
it's organic. It's
yeah.
not pushy. Like
It's
no, you're not pushing anyone in any direction. It's just
no,
the kind
no,
of
no, no.
news people want to hear. Like
It
it's
it
and
yeah,
just good old guys having a
yeah.
chat. You know.
It's a fun show.
Yeah.
It's way different than DT because the subject matter is probably a lot lighter than what we get into on DT.
True.
There's a
Hmm.
lot of biting commentary on DT that a lot of time is very nuanced. A lot of who is in our chat, catches the nuance and the all the moving pieces. I don't have to think quite as much on RP grinders and definitely the commercials are. I mean, if people knew the amount of work that goes into making the still, they're most for the most part
I
they're
can
still
believe.
ads,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of work involved.
Well, the
Like for
stuff I've
every
tried to do, like I've tried to like help you, but it's not my strength.
there's,
And it just the
there's
hours I spent like just learning
yeah,
it, learning the
yeah,
software and
there's
which is the
yeah,
best. And
there's
yeah.
there's for every minute to minute and a half commercial, we put in an hour and a half to 2 hours to get that commercial
It's
together.
crazy.
And it's
Yeah. But do you
really
enjoy
hard.
that? Like do you
Yeah,
enjoy the
I,
creative process?
I do.
Okay.
But there does become a point where I don't think it's been monotonous up to this point. That's not the word I'm
Mm.
looking for, but
It's
there is a sense
pressured.
of yeah,
Time
pressure for
pressured.
sure. Like
Yeah, you
you've
have to
got an
do one for
audience,
the next show. And if you were
right?
just doing it for fun when you feel like it, that's a
Yeah,
creative process. Whereas when you have a deadline and
yeah,
people are looking for it,
yeah.
you know,
It's weird. It's like
it's
okay,
true with any
we
artist work.
compare yeah, we compare ourselves to SNL a lot, right? Saturday Night Live.
Yes,
SNL
totally.
Live runs for a season, right?
Hmm.
But they'll have breaks in between. They'll have 2 3 months off, like
It's
at a
true.
time.
And
You
they have
know,
a huge team. Like they have a
yeah,
production team and they
right,
have, like,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so they have endless funds. They have people that can help them, like if they need graphic design or
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
With Flea and I and everybody else on that contributes, you just have
They're
you.
coming and going though. Everyone's coming and
Yeah,
going. So you don't have that solid team. Like
no,
if you had 1 million subscribers, you have the money and you can pay people
yeah,
and they
yeah,
commit to it and then it's less pressure off of your back. And what I
yeah.
wish
Then
you would do, and I'd put my hand up for this. I'd have to learn
yeah,
some things, but just to do more production work for you. Like do
yeah,
like host the live and do
yeah,
the buttons and do the
yeah.
keep
It's
like poking you on the chat or starring messages, that kind of thing.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
mean, I know you like to do it to a certain degree because your channel is really what's the word, it's not control because that's not, I don't like that word, it's like allergy, but it's more like you like to know what's going on. You care so, you're so passionate about your environment that you
Mm,
want it to be exactly, and it's from your heart and soul. So it's not, you can't have people jumping in on you. You know what I mean? It takes it
mm,
over. So I've watched you and learned, I'm watching and learning how to manage that. Like you've been very professional about it, actually. So that's
mm,
why I see personally, and this is something I wanted to tell you in this stream and why I've been wanting to interview you, is that this could take off and become something. And you named it Disasterpiece Theatre as a as your, the show, the name of the show,
yeah.
and it's very it's generic enough that it could be about anybody or anything. It started with who, but it's
Yeah, I,
it could evolve into something else, and
yeah.
I'm sure it will.
So
Like you'll always check in on him in the
yeah,
future,
so
but
here's kind of the skinny. I don't. I
yeah,
used to
let's
be
go.
afraid to say his name.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Hochstead or DOA, however you
Mm.
want to call him. I'm no longer afraid, and I think there's a lot of people that are slowly figuring out that the way to handle a person such as him, he's not unique in any shape, form, or fashion.
No, he's one
He's
insecure little boy. That's all he is, really.
yeah,
That's how I see him.
he's a very very fragile egoed human
Yes,
being who
toxic.
takes advantage of people, and it's easy to fall prey to someone like that who
Mm-hmm.
appears on the surface to be this big tough
Yeah,
hulking figure
yeah,
amongst a bunch of other people who are unsure of who he is.
right.
But as time progressed, it became very apparent that this guy really wasn't as scary as he makes himself out to be.
No,
Has he hurt people? Yeah, he's hurt many, many, many people.
because we
And
didn't see it, and it's
yeah,
like we all feel guilty that we let that shame of letting someone
Yeah.
take power over us.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I did. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Not it's he's I could care less about him. It's about me and how I reacted and everything else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's good
Yeah.
to have that mirror
Yeah.
held up.
It took me a while. See, I mean, I didn't think of this whole disaster piece thing until, until a point that I couldn't take the bullshit anymore. I mean, I was, there were many friends of mine. What's up, No Face? No Face
Hey,
is
no
in.
face. Nice to see you.
Um,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm actually paying attention today. I'm
yeah, no
getting it.
worries. I'm just so used to doing it on my
I
own.
know you're helping
um,
me.
I I don't know. I just got to a point, like there was a long period where he had hurt some friends of mine, one in
Mhm.
particular. I'm not
Mhm.
going to get into too many details,
Mhm. Such
but
loyalty as a friend. That's another thing. It's I was paying more attention to that than anything. Who cares, snotty, but your loyalty to your friend and what you did to step up because really, and I've heard Dougie and Flea also like, is this helping you guys? Like, I really
yeah,
hope this is helping you guys. This is for
yeah,
you. We do
yeah,
care. And I felt
yeah,
cared about. It
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
amazing.
So the whole thing kind of started with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to be high on myself and take too much credit or whatever, but
But you
there was
did.
something within me
Mm-hmm.
that, because I hesitated, and I
Mm-hmm.
hesitated because some of my friends, one in particular, was like, look,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want any more attention.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. It's mentally too much,
But
and
you
I
honored
understood.
that, and that says something about you as well. You honored that. You didn't
Yeah,
take it
yeah,
and run
but
with it. You
it
waited.
got to it just got to a point where not only were my friends affected, but I was affected way less so than most. I mean, he did take a good chunk out of my channel, which
Mm-hmm.
affected me monetarily
You can always
and
get that back for once.
psychologically, and oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've gotten some of it back. I'm working
Mm-hmm.
on it,
Yeah,
but
we're all working on it.
yeah. But it just got to a point where I told my friends, look, no one else is stepping up and really dissecting everything that's going on here. Yes, you got people complaining. Yes, you got people that are angry. We all feel that. We want to complain. We want to be angry. We want all this, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently because nobody's pointing out on their own show the exact nuance of this whole thing, because it is extremely nuanced.
It is.
There are little subtleties that people will miss in passing. I even miss some things, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been very analytical of this whole
Yeah.
process, right?
More so than I realized. And watching you, I can see it. I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
didn't get it because I really didn't get it at first because I think what like I was I guess not accused but seen as like being victimy, and I
right,
hate that. Ugh. It feels
yeah,
gross in myself and watching
yeah,
others being in it.
yeah,
But sometimes you just can't help it because that's where you're
yeah,
at. Like I was
yeah,
an emotional wreck. I was off work for
yeah,
a couple months
yeah,
afterwards. Like it was bad.
yeah,
And I was so hit upside the head from the back. I had no
yeah,
idea what was going on. And
yeah,
then so I watched you, and you're like humor, the humor,
yeah,
and you nailed that. It's like the humor, not the like not raging or victimy
yeah.
energy in
So
ourselves. It was more, and then you went to humor and the
yeah,
satire,
yeah,
and you did think about it, and you did that analytical whole
mm,
process
yeah,
and brought it
yeah,
back. And I'm sure we've all come around because now we're having a
yeah,
blast. Like
yeah.
we're a group of people that are bonded for life.
Yeah, see,
you know,
that was kind of the point. Like
brilliant. Yeah,
everybody was coming
community.
at it from a hatred angle. I can't
Mm-hmm,
stand this motherfucker because
mm-hmm,
of what
mm-hmm.
he's doing.
Cinderella.
He's costing us our mental health. He's costing us in a lot of instances money, time, energy. But in my mind, I'm like, look, I've got to turn this on its head because
Mm-hmm,
we can't be doing the same shit. People warned us. I give
mm-hmm,
them all their credit, but how could we know? It's like what I said on the channel. How could I vet all of these people?
mm-hmm,
I couldn't. I couldn't
mm-hmm,
vet every.
That's a
every
tough
line,
line
you
to
know.
walk,
Yeah.
man.
So
Because I
so
see people, like I see people in your chats that were mean, said things shit about me still every
oh
time.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, gosh, how do I handle this? I can't.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I went into your comments one time and just went cut loose on, I don't know who it was that was in there. Early on, it was like Auntie M or somebody. She's one of the worst. And it was,
Yeah.
I went
Yeah.
on a full on, like,
Yeah.
every swear word in the book. And,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
went back later, it was gone. I'm like, damn. So I got it out. Sorry.
Yes, no
I
face
caused
says
you a bit of
super smooth.
time, but that was like that was your move, is to keep it a certain, like, you thought this through, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate
So
I learned from you. I appreciate it.
yeah. So there was a long period of time, right? So there was the incidences that infuriated me and
Mm-hmm.
caused me to take a look, because I was forced to not do anything, not say anything out of respect for my friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it just got to a point where I'm like, look, I can't take this anymore. This guy is bringing people up over and over, people that I love, that I respect, that I care for, and it's gotten too far. So
Mm-hmm.
I had already met Flea. Flea was I
Mm-hmm.
met Flea at the um, Scientology building in Denver. We
Okay.
protested together with Jay.
Oh, that's
It's
when you
funny. They
first met. I felt like you
Yeah.
guys have known each other for decades.
No, no, no.
You're
We met. Yeah.
easy with each other. I thought
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sure. She's an
So
old friend. Yeah.
yeah, so we met there, and I knew, because you talk to people, and you get a good sense of who they are, and whatnot, and through that I always kept Flea in mind, because she was funny, she was
She's
super
so funny.
nice, so
Oh my
sweet of
god.
a human
Her
being.
voice, can I just say her voice when she does her ads? She goes into this really, this she just goes into character. It's hilarious. She cracks me up. Anyways, sorry for interjecting, but Flea, she's one of my heroes.
Yeah, she's great. I love
Yeah,
Flea.
yeah. And then so that's when Jay was there too. So was that a nice, lovely group that was protesting at the time? And how
Yeah,
many were
so
there around
Yeah,
that
so there
time?
was, I think there was a total of three. I hesitate to say older. I don't want to
Like regulars.
offend, but there were three older women there. One of them happened to be Flea. I think one of them was Rocky Mountain High, and there was another lady. Forgive me if I forget her name, but
Where are
you know, they
they?
they were just friends that were going out to support Jay. As a matter of fact,
Oh, okay.
they were big fans of JDSA.
So
And
they're not around. I don't recognize those names. Are they out of the
they're not they don't take the limelight. They don't have channels. They were just there to, and
the
Flea
right
included.
reasons?
Flea was just there in support of Jay. They felt the cause was right.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-Scientology, et cetera, et cetera. I thought y'all meant the flea market. No, no, no. Um, but I don't know. There was just something about Flea that I could see.
She's got
There was
something,
just
yeah.
something different about Flea. Not saying anything bad about the other
Because she's
lady.
kind and nice, but she's also funny and real. And
Yeah,
she's vulnerable.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she's got it
She's,
all. Like, she's very
yeah,
empathetic, but she can sting when it's appropriate.
yes. Well,
And it's
she's
never like mean or in I never take her as mean, or
no,
even when
no.
she's being like, fuck you, you fucking asshole. Like, that's just all that is
Yeah,
just so, like, I wish I can't do that.
yeah,
I've tried to joke with people that way because it's
yeah,
in me. But when I
yeah.
do it, it's like people are offended and they never speak to me again. It's like
Well, it's
she's
because it's
lucky. She's
unexpected.
got it.
Well, just because she does it all the time. I mean, like, look,
Yeah.
we all hit it off. Like, everybody that was there, we were having a good time. They brought a cake, which I thought was brilliant.
Oh,
It was in the shape of Xenu, I think, is what it was, but they weren't there to meet me. They were there to meet Jay,
yeah,
because
I
at the
know.
time Jay was like the big
He's
rock star.
so, yeah, that's because I started watching Jay too, and I was so excited when I met him in person, and he's such a good person. I just wish I was in a better state when I was in his presence,
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
like, we did hang out a bit when I was down there, and, both times, and he's just, yeah, it's just my
Well,
heart broke because he really went through it.
yeah, he's another one that got totally tore up by the whole
Oh,
process, and it
God.
was such a shame, because
They
Jay
drove
is
him away. Like
yeah,
we
Jay
want
is
him. Like we want him back. I want
yeah,
him
Jay is
back.
Jay had something going. He was well
I
on his
know.
way
I
to a
know.
big channel. I mean, it's
Totally.
he had the it factor, right?
I
Young, good
know.
looking, tall,
Yeah.
good spirit.
Kind. He was
The
so
whole
good to me. Like, because I'm
yeah,
an older woman. Like, I'm probably old enough to be his mother. He treated me like that. Like, he treated
yeah,
me. He was a gentleman. Like, he was so
yeah,
nice. He was good with my dogs. He was helpful. He made sure if I had to go to the bathroom that I was safe and all these things.
yeah,
Like, he was,
yeah,
he was with me. We did a tour around Big Blue together. Then, right when I met him, we walked around
yeah.
and we ran into Jason. They were calling him William, I think, but his real name is Jason, one of the security guys. And
Hmm.
there's a lady sitting out in the cafe area. So I asked her, "Can I come talk to you?" I thought she was a Scientologist sitting there. So I walked up to her with my dogs. And it turns out her husband was in the hospital down the street, so she was just public.
Uh,
And she
just
said she
just
liked to go there just to sit there. So,
yeah,
and then so Jason comes out, security. She
yeah,
said, "You're trespassing, get off the property. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm just a fucking old lady here. Just like, really? I said, this lady invited me to come over and talk to her. You're not
yeah.
kicking
Well,
her off. And then I didn't know yet that she was, well, by then I knew she wasn't a Scientologist. But then, like, I totally just, and Jay is filming me. And then I said to Jason, I said, oh, because I was this far away from him, face to face,
yeah,
on
yeah,
the property near the door entrance to the building. And I said to him, "You're really good looking in person." Like, that's how I act. Like, I flirt with everybody, men, women,
yeah.
whatever. I just flirt like crazy. So it's just what I do. And it's like his eyes flickered, but he's trying to do the thing. Like, what guy doesn't want to hear that, right? It's really funny. And I look back at Jay. Jay, you're filming, right? And he's like, "Yeah, I got you." It was so funny. So I have that footage. Well, I think I had to get it from Jay. So it's the only stream he left up for the longest time. I hope I got it because it was really funny. And then I
Yeah,
told Jason like so many times in the following week. I had the van with the sign on the van with an arrow pointing to the handle
yeah.
saying, "Scientologists escape here. Like, just jump in." And I said to Jason, "Jason, jump in. We'll go get your wife and I'll take you wherever you want to go. I promise. I can drive like a badass. I can get you
Yeah,
the hell out of here. Let's go get your
yeah.
wife and I'll get you out of here." And it's joking, like as if he's going to leave the Scientology parking lot and jump into my van. Even if he did, I'd be like, "Oh shit."
What
No
am I doing
idea.
now?
But I'm like that. I'm very spontaneous and I'm gutsy too. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not afraid of things typically.
yeah.
So anyway, sorry, I went off on a sidetrack, but
No,
that's
no, it's
Jay.
all good.
Like, that was my first experience with Jay. We have that little memory, and he's
Yeah,
just, and then he saw the worst of me too. I was grumpy and,
yeah,
unshowered and just like living out of the car the first time in the van second. It was just a lot.
yeah,
Like, he's part of a big part of one of the most profound experiences of my life. That will
yeah,
go down as one of the big ones.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyways, yeah. So Jay and Denver and
Yeah,
Eddie and the
I
girls. Yeah.
yeah. So I actually met Jay through a couple of swattings. That the first one I got at the
Oh
tail
yeah.
end. It was a panic situation. I was notified, hey, my friend Jay is being swatted. You are kind of the Batman of Denver. You
You
might
were the
want to go check
guy.
it out.
Kind of
So
worked like two ways because that was what you did. Like,
yeah.
and he was
So
right on down to the ground. Like, they took him down, didn't they?
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that. It was
So
terrifying. I
so
was so upset. Ugh.
I got there and he'd already been uncuffed and stuff. But the
Okay.
next time I went down there, um, while I was there, see, this was perfect because he got swatted again, and I was
Jeez.
there, and the cops like to kind of throw their authority around here, at least here in the United States. They're out
Oh
of
yeah.
control,
I
and
noticed when I was down there.
yeah,
It was
so
cops in my face constantly for no
yeah,
reason. It was
yeah, yeah, yeah,
incredible.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's not like other countries, I don't know. I could go on a whole tangent. That's what the
It's part of the
channel.
problem.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
what you do.
It's part of the problem here. So that didn't go well for the police because I know the ins and outs of
Mm.
the laws here.
Yeah, I always
Jay
wonder.
wasn't arrested. I wasn't arrested.
Okay.
So
So you were
uh,
able to de-escalate everything, and it just
it
because you
was
were
more
there,
of
they
a
knew who you were. Like,
it was more of a thing of, well, we don't want to mess with this guy. He knows his shit type of thing. So
hmm
um, Yeah, I kind of got that reputation here in Denver,
Yeah.
and in Aurora and the
It's like
Denver metro
streets
area.
in LA. Like when he
Yeah,
shows up, the cops will behave, right? And
yeah,
that's what
because they know.
auditors,
Yeah,
the 1A community, and I know you don't consider yourself a 1A auditor, but that sort of community is like the eyes on the
yeah,
authorities
yeah.
is
That
important because you show up and they behave, they follow the book, you know?
it is important. I do. I don't. You're right. I don't consider myself a 1A auditor because there's such a stigma attached to that, and it's well deserved actually. There, I would say
I agree.
a good 80 to 90% of the quote 1A auditors aren't worth their salt. I mean, I'm
Attention seekers and chips on
yeah,
their shoulders. That's not a
yeah, and
healthy way to engage in
yeah.
problems.
There's one in particular in here in Denver that's making life miserable for me and KDOT. But I know how to navigate through that. I've been around the block a few times, so
Yeah,
so
oh, for
it's
sure.
it's not it's not anything. It just complicates things unnecessarily, complicates things.
Does the
So it's
community appreciate you? Like, do you ever make local news where you're known as somebody that will keep an
I
eye
do.
on the
I make
authorities?
local news, but more so KDOT than myself. I'm more of the
Okay.
guy that is in the background, that prefers to be in the background. I don't I don't want people. I want to just like Batman in the shadows doing
Solve the problem. Take
just
care
solve
of
the
it.
issues,
No
take care of the
recognition.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've done that several times and I'll never get credit for it, but
No.
I know my life's work and it's
That's the
fine with me.
introvert in you. Like, you don't need that front
Yeah.
facing.
Yeah.
I mean, you are to a certain degree because you're there. Obviously,
Yeah.
your phone is on, your camera's streaming.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's a tool. And I found
Yeah.
I used it as a tool as well when I was in LA. If I didn't
Yeah.
have my stream going, I didn't feel safe. And I
That's
learned quickly, right?
Yeah, see, I would in the United States especially, like if anything is going down, you just immediately turn on your camera and it's not a shield. It's not going to protect you from a bullet or getting physically assaulted or anything of that nature, but it is a document, right?
Yeah, it's the long
And
game.
yeah, and that's what you're aiming for. Nobody wants to get killed, nobody wants to get hurt. Me especially, I don't, but if anything does go down, at least I have documentation of what went down. I mean, this age that we're living in, it's necessary. It's a
Yeah.
requirement,
I just
so
saw you telling some people on your last one of the recent streams where you were out there, non DT
yeah,
work that you've done, and you were telling people there to get your cameras going when something like this happens. Turn it on,
absolutely.
start to stream
You,
immediately.
I mean,
And live
something
is even
is,
better than just record. Like, live stream
yeah,
it so that
live for sure.
it's out there. Yeah,
Yeah, but at least I mean, and I always tell people, even if you're not live, I mean, pretend, hey, I'm live, and blah 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 blah. I mean, because it could be literally the difference between life and death. I mean,
exactly.
that's the reality here in the
Yeah,
United States now.
and you could be saving someone's life by
Yeah,
streaming as an
yep,
observer,
yep,
which is really,
absolutely.
really interesting. It seems like it's something I would want to do, but I don't know if there's enough action where I live. And I got to be
Yeah,
careful. Like,
I
I feel vulnerable.
yeah, I wouldn't like Canada. There's not a. I mean, it's getting a
It's
little
not
worse up
corrupt.
there,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
it's
there's
not.
always corruption, but it's
Yeah,
not like, I like cops. I mean, I took a balloon animal to a cop across the street last week.
yeah,
Something happened and he's sitting there, and I did up a turtle
yeah,
because I don't know what the point was with the turtle, but a little balloon animal. I've been doing that as a hobby. And I ran it across the street and gave it to him, and he
yeah.
smiled. He's like, "Oh, thanks, that's so cute." And
Yeah,
something about going slow or slow down. Oh, I know. I thought he
yeah.
was a traffic cop, but it turned
Oh,
out there was other stuff going on because there's lots of noise on my street. But
yeah.
yeah.
No,
So, anyways,
it look, people always like the haters. I'll call them the haters in that
yeah.
community are always telling me, you're a piece of shit. You
Oh,
you
I
just
don't like
you just
that. You
you
don't
just
know.
you just antagonize and all that. No, 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 no. You guys get it all wrong. I'm here for reaction, yes, but I'm hoping for
Yeah.
the right reaction, not the wrong ones.
Yeah,
I
let's see
don't
what
hate
kind of
cops.
cop this is actually. Like, I talked to
Yeah,
cops in LA when it was when Zach was God, the words in my old brain, when he was God, when they call the cops and there's nothing happening. S starts with an S. Come on.
I don't know.
Oh my God, when it's like, they call the cops and there's nothing illegal happening. So Swatty got swatted,
Swatted, yeah. There
swatted.
you
So
go.
Zach had gotten swatted. So I was there. So at La Poubelle. So I went, it was in the parking
So,
lot
what is your
across.
definition of swatting, Hammy? That's
Swatting?
yeah,
Well, I looked into it when I first became aware of it. So I looked it up and it started in the gaming community. So it's just, that's how I didn't realize how bad things were for young people. As an older woman, like I am a Gen X, but I'm young. Like I have friends, I have guy friends in their 20s that I go out for coffee, and I'm just different. I just don't, I have old friends, young friends, guy, everybody. Hi, Antics, good to see you.
what's up, antics?
Scamming or swatting. What is swatting to me? It
Yeah,
was somebody's calling the cops. They're trying to get somebody they don't like, make somebody they don't like uncomfortable. And it's in a really toxic sociopathic way, because
yeah,
that's really, really freaking dangerous.
yeah.
You
It
know?
is super dangerous, especially here in the United States. Swatting to me is like when someone calls the cops on you nefariously. You're not doing anything wrong.
Right.
That you're usually on a live or something, and then the cops they'll usually tell the cops you either have an explosive device or
It's a
a
bold
weapon,
faced lie. Yeah.
which is a lie, usually a lie. I mean,
Exaggerated.
um, oh, he's got a gun, he's threatening people, or whatever the case is. So the cops are already in this mindset that they need to get their guns out and point them at you,
Mm-hmm.
and all this type of stuff. It's really, really dangerous. See,
That's
that's the
right.
thing that separates K Dot and myself. We're not afraid, like
No.
we
I mean, you have
literally,
the advantage of being men. I mean, that is helpful, but it's also it could be put you at more risk as well, because
yeah,
people might
yeah,
be more willing to physically, you know, not
yeah.
attack, but
See,
deal with
this
you.
is to bring it back to DT and that whole thing. This is why I was the perfect person to kind of, take
Yes.
our people and move them
Yes.
forward, because I was unafraid, and
That's
I
right.
definitely wasn't afraid of him. I mean,
Yeah. It's like
he had
your whole
already,
journey through the years has led you to this point, and this is where we're
yeah,
at now, to step up and be, and you held back. And you held back to honor your friend's comfort level, which is
yeah,
great, first and foremost, because that's the kind of guy you are. But you also were analyzing, and you thought deeply about the whole big picture. And that's the other thing about being a creative person, is that you're able to see the big picture instead of the reactive in the moment. So you can do both, obviously, but you're also a different personality type. I'd study personalities, so I would probably be able to pin you down in some ways in terms of personality types,
mm,
and it even sometimes
yeah,
gets into astrology and all that. But
yeah,
anyways, yeah, you were the right person, and at the right time. You knew when the right time was, and when you stepped in and did it, and then it took you time to get everybody, us, on board with what you were
yeah,
doing, and you
yeah,
had to assert yourself. But it
yeah,
was never in an offensive way. Like I mean, I had to lick my wounds a few times in gentle ways, because my own issues, like of
mm,
I don't fit in, or I don't I can't contribute, or I'm not funny, or I this or that or whatever. But the way that you managed everything was so uh, I could do a study on you and how you handled all that. That's another reason I wanted to interview you, is talk about that, is how
yeah,
you like take a deep dive into this whole, like, from a sociological point of view, of
yeah,
how
yeah.
this unfolded. And this is, so you've been
So
doing a lot more work than people realize, because that all
yeah,
happened. Yeah.
so at the beginning, I mentioned Flea. I had her in mind. I'm like, look, I mean, this person I know is super bright, funny, witty. She has some things that maybe even I don't. And I had this concept. I'm like, look, everybody's bitching about the situation. It's not getting anybody anywhere. Matter of fact, it's giving him more
Oh, he
power.
loved it. He loves it
Yeah, yeah,
to
it's
know he
giving
hurt
him
somebody.
yeah, it's given him more power and more energy to do the things that he was doing, right? So So I thought about it, and I'm like, well, I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's particularly witty. I don't.
I did. When
But
I thought he was a nice person, I thought he was funny. But when I
yeah, I
realized that he actually means it and he's actually, then it changes everything. It's no longer funny.
yeah.
I thought he
So
was a good person. I was really fooled. Anyways,
yeah, I mean, he pulled the wool over everybody's eyes at the
yeah.
beginning, and
Yeah.
people did warn. But
Could you say you liked him at one point and enjoyed his
no, no, no,
no
no. I can't
no okay.
because
Okay.
because, and I'll tell
Okay.
you why. That when he first came in, I had no idea who he was, and I went into his chat because it seemed like everybody was going in there in the anti-Scientology community. So I'm like, okay, I go in there, and the first thing he says to me is, "MLH, you legend, you." And
Oh.
anybody that doesn't know me that says something very complimentary, I'm always wary of, right? So my
Well,
instinct was
you're what
right.
he wanted to be though. He was actually insecure. Somebody wants up. This is
Mm,
Betty Boop. So yeah,
how cute,
he wanted what you have. He wanted to be
right?
you, and he still does.
So,
That's
oh,
funny.
oh,
You nailed that. You had that figured out right off the
right.
start.
So
He told on himself. You're
yeah.
the legend. Yeah.
So right from that point on, I was wary of him. I accepted him because everybody was like, okay, he's cool and blah blah blah. But eventually the truth came out, and he started. I'm going to use his words. He started calling people, right? Well, it got
Yeah.
to the point he started calling them bad actors and all
Yeah.
this,
That
and
was the moment. It's like my
mo-
brain couldn't
right, and
compute.
most people that he was saying these things about, I was flabbergasted by,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, and I had never seen anything that these people did or said that were what he was saying, right?
But
So I knew
before
he
that
was
happened, before that, did you have any red flags? Did you have any, or did you
other
just not think about them? Like, was it?
no, well, it's a little bit of both. I mean, you had a bunch of the East Coasters saying what a piece of shit this guy was,
Yeah, I never heard
pointing
any
out.
of that.
I did on my channel. Watch out for this guy. He's nothing but trouble. But
Mm,
see, I always thought that they were trolling, right? Like they're just trying to
yeah,
make problems, you know. But
yeah.
I
Well, I
didn't.
thought they were like because he came from that protest, the MAGA, the
Yeah, the
convoy stuff, and that was
convoy and
his. So I thought it
yeah,
was just a bunch of like MAGA,
right.
whatever, fighting amongst
So
themselves. Didn't
right.
understand. I
So
love them now. Like now, it's
yeah.
actually opened my mind. To be honest, another
So
topic.
I don't know. I had to think a lot, but it started when he started calling certain people bad actors, right?
Hmm.
And it finally snowballed into starting to affect some of my people, my
Okay.
mods, my friends, the people that I had parasocial relationships for at that point about a year, like
Yeah,
you
and you
got
know
to
them,
know
so
these.
you know for a fact that what he's saying is not true because you
Right,
know them
right.
well
So,
enough. So then it's
so,
like, okay, well, he's an asshole. It was easy for
right.
you because you
So
knew the people.
it became more and more of this guy is bad news more
Yeah,
than he's good news, and
yeah,
then certain people were speaking out and saying, hey, what a piece of shit this guy was,
mm,
and I agreed with them,
yes,
especially when it came to his handling of certain people, and it
mm-hmm.
eventually got into the mod war thing where he, in a nutshell, caused one of my mods to check herself into a mental hospital,
I know.
and that right
I mean, I
there,
went off work for 3 months. Like that's no
yeah.
joke. Like I
So
have a career. I'm a professional. That was a big
yeah,
deal. That was serious,
yeah.
and it. I mean,
So
I had personal stuff happening too, so it all piled up. But
so
still,
long story short, he just forced my hand, right?
right.
He brought out something in me that I mean, I don't normally get upset at stuff, but I was upset at the whole thing, how
Mm.
everybody was treated, whether it was
Yeah,
Poe
yeah,
or
and
Sir
yourself.
Crepidus,
Like you
myself,
knew
my
you weren't a
mods.
problem. You knew you were not a problem. So that you know
Right,
for
right.
sure with a hundred
So
percent
I
certainty.
decided that you know what, this isn't going to go on. I am going to
Good.
be the one to lead a charge to show. everybody, but I had to do it in a different way than what people were thinking. There
That's
were
right.
plenty of channels complaining, right? There were plenty of channels that would get on a live and
Absolutely.
say, this guy's a piece of shit. Look what he's
Yeah.
doing. And they were right, right? They were
Like what I
absolutely
was
right.
doing, he lapped that up. Him and she lapped that up.
Yes.
Like there was
So
no tomorrow. She is worse than he is, as far as I'm concerned. That fucking bitch.
she's
You should
awful.
see the
And
shit she made on me. I don't know
yeah,
if you
yeah.
realize how many times she made
Oh yeah.
videos of me
Yeah, yeah,
over and
yeah.
over again.
Yeah. She's
And it's
she's
all
awful.
gone now. I'm so mad I don't have it.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
know.
might have pursued legal action if I
Yeah.
actually, at some point, I wish I had it. I didn't
Yeah.
get it. I didn't think people would take. I didn't know the internet or YouTube
Yeah.
at all.
So
Not in that way.
yeah.
This
So
environment. Ugh.
yeah. So all of that was an amalgamation, and I was like, enough is enough. We're gonna do
Yeah.
it this way. So I got with Flea, and I said, Flea, I got this concept for a show where we're just gonna laugh at him. We're gonna not only laugh at him, but we're gonna point out all the lies, the misconceptions, the grifts, because that's if you boil him down, he's very simple. He's a con
He
artist.
really is.
He's a con
And
artist, and
he's
he
not
uses
smart.
other people um, to enhance his way of thinking, right?
Right.
So
And he gives
so
people the drama. Like he talks about soap
right,
operas. And then
right.
how the
Oh,
protesting
season
community and all
yeah,
this.
season 12,
He
episode
told
one
on
or whatever.
himself. He told on
Right,
himself over and over again. And I'm
right.
going to tell
So
you a little story quick. Just, oh, actually, I'm going to let you finish your train
no,
of thought
okay.
there. Because
So
that's,
so I got with Flea and I
mhm,
said, this is my concept. I want to do kind of like what SNL does. They just make fun of whatever, and
yeah.
and but
And everybody's fair game. Like they pick
yeah,
on everybody.
right.
Yeah.
But there had to be an entry point. So at the
Yes.
time, Kenny was hammering me, calling me this and that and the other. I had no idea who Kenny was, right? So
Gosh.
so I basically took, you know, tilted that a little bit, and I
Hmm.
said, you know what, I'm pretty witty. I can trade. If you want to sit here, you make fun of my weight, make fun of my one of the favorite things is to
It's
call my
so
goatee chin hair.
it's
um
so
uh
unintelligent. That is
yeah,
so. That's
so
such a cop out
yeah, so
intellectually.
right, so I'm like, okay, I think I can do this, but I can do it a lot funnier than any of these people, right? So that's how it started. We Flea and I just got on and started riffing, right on, and then I think Nami joined shortly after, but we just started riffing on Kenny, and I had the concept of, well, because Kenny was doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, he was
He was
pretty
like,
mean too. I remember him being mean to
yeah,
me too. It's like
yeah, yeah.
anybody, he was looking for someone to be mean
and
to.
and at that point he was on Scott's side, right? So he was Scott's number one hatchet man. He would grab me and throw me through the ringer, and finally I was like, okay, I can do what you can do, but I can do it 10 times better. And
That's
that's
right.
kind of that's kind of what happened. Like I
That's
took
the fun part.
I
Oh my
tried
gosh.
to bring some biting commentary to the
Yeah,
whole
and you're
thing.
like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then when
yeah.
you were
Please.
ready, you were freaking ready. Like you went. When you
Right.
went, you really went, and it was so well done. And
Yeah.
there was a lot more. That's the analytical part. Like you thought
Yeah.
it through, and
Yeah.
you decided what you wanted your channel to be, what your
Yeah.
role would be, what your
Yeah.
community would be, how would you honor your friends. It was
Yeah.
a big decision around a lot of things and how to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And you had to coddle us for a while. You had to hear us out because we had to cry and have our
Yeah.
victim moments, and
Yeah.
we all loved and hated each other for it at different times. We
Yeah.
on our own at our own pace, but
Yeah.
you saw it so clearly. It
Yeah.
was so brilliant.
So so it evolved from there. It started getting into more of, okay, because Kenny turned shortly after, and he even had to admit that what we were doing was really good.
Yeah, once he caught
And
on, yeah, and that's
yeah,
good because he humbled himself, and that
right,
takes a lot of balls. That's
yeah.
hard.
Oh shit, we got thunder. I just heard a big old thunder. That's weird.
Oh yeah, it's
So
like a spring
yeah,
shower.
so basically, right after right after that whole thing, I the Kenny thing, I was like, well, now it's time to go after the beast, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I did. I went straight for Slappy and his shenanigans, and I started, it just steamrolled from there. We commercial after commercial of the dumb shit he was doing. He was basically handing, and he still does to this day, and that's why lately he's been putting everything on members only streams, and I refuse to pay to see
Well,
those
he's
videos.
that's his way of that's how we know it's
Yeah,
working.
it is working.
I
It
love
is
it.
working,
So
and
he's further embarrassing himself by going
right,
underground.
and he's
Unless
losing people.
Flea is right that there's something more going on, which is a good possibility. And I
Yeah,
saw that long ago because that was we talked
yeah,
about that when I was in LA, let alone
yeah, yeah.
but
Yep.
we'll see.
So it just kind of it snowballed, right? And then everybody on DT was saying, well, we need to stop just focusing on him. So we started like talking about people like Reese, who's
Oh, it's a
problematic on her
fine
own.
line. Yeah, that's a
You
fine
know,
line. I have
um,
more grace for others because I
yeah,
think sometimes people, their intentions are, I don't know. I don't know about some of these people,
yeah.
but
No,
I think a lot of it is Scientology training. They were trained
I
to
think
be
so
mean
too. A
and they
lot of it,
don't
like,
know it. So they're going to
well,
find out in the future
yeah,
because I watched Doug Kramer go through that.
yeah,
When he
yeah,
started to find out what a sociopath he was,
yeah,
and when
yeah,
he started to unwind that with HG Tudor, I don't know if you know who
yeah.
that is, but oh
I
my
have no
God.
idea, but
So we'll talk about that later because I think it would be good
yeah,
stuff for you to look into.
yeah.
But that's what the Scientologists need to do. So to get on them was sort of it's not helping. Do you know what I
So
mean? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
so I don't know. That's true for certain ones, but other ones I'm
Mm.
not giving a pass. And Reese's one because I've personally seen her treat her son, I believe, atrociously on stream. I've seen her patterns of behavior. I work off of patterns.
Hmm.
If I see a pattern, then I know who you are, right?
Right.
And Scott in particular had patterns, right? And
Hmm.
I started pointing out all these patterns, and people would call me on it. Like
Hmm.
I had a couple of haters say, "Well, you always talk about patterns, but you never show them." And I'm like, if you don't see the patterns, you're not paying attention. I pointed
That's
you guys
right.
to the
You
patterns,
do
right?
have a skill though for that, and not everybody does see it. Like a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people
yeah,
are rose-colored glasses because I see the best in people first.
yeah, yeah,
And I trust anybody no matter what right from day one until I get a red flag usually, and
yeah,
then I go from there because I'm a
yeah,
smart person. But
yeah,
I also have faith in people. So when
yeah,
when I'm left field like that, it's just
yeah. So
so you have it. You
yeah,
have the talent of.
I I noticed those patterns, right?
Mm,
And then I have a team of people that would send me certain things, and then I would go, I always vet when
you
it
had
comes to
pieces. You could take the pieces and it
right,
was
and
right
it
in
took me
front
a
of you.
long time to put all those pieces together, but I eventually did. To the
Hmm.
point now where I say it all the time on my streams, on the DT streams, he's my bitch, and I mean that
I
degrading
love
to
it.
him. I
It's
don't
so
mean it
true
degrading.
though.
Yeah,
He
I
is.
don't.
He's gone silent.
Right.
He's behind a paywall.
Yes, he's behind a
He's
paywall now,
ashamed of
which is
himself, but
yes,
he doesn't know he's ashamed of himself.
right.
He doesn't even know it. Like so unaware.
So basically, after I got the patterns and after I got the format of the show and it started rolling, then it became okay. Now I'm showing people exactly who he is.
Hmm.
Now it's time to flip things around a little bit and
Hmm.
show people that I can make him do anything that I want him to do just based on what I'm doing on DT. And to this day, I just caught him the other day. I mentioned how boring he is, right? The same verbiage that I used on DT, he used on one of his recent lives. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, but he used that same exact language. And he does this all the time. He watches us incessantly, except when he goes live. Like I know I'm doing the right thing because he'll watch enough of our show
Hmm.
until he gets mad, and
Hmm.
then once he gets mad, he'll go
Then
live.
he can't help himself.
He can't help himself. He wants to say what's on his mind about us, right?
Hmm.
And
You know,
I never.
you did a course in how to handle, I'll say at least sociopaths, if not more. You
Mhm.
could teach the course and you did it by demonstrating it. So now all these hundreds of people of us now know what to do.
You're
Like
right.
I've changed. I'm a different person because of you. Like
Yeah.
you're a leader in your field, man. Like this is
Right.
important. And not only that, but like we're all 40, 50, 30, 40, 50, 60,
Right.
whatever we are.
Right.
What about the 20-year-olds? What about the teens that are going through
Yeah.
this? So
So
that's
that
something, that's an avenue you could take. You could get
see
out there and
that's
get into communities and
yeah.
start to like do this across the board. Like let's
Yeah.
change the world and
So
we
that
can
was
all help, you know?
that was one of the goals, is to kind of give, and I mentioned this on DT too, is to give everybody a blueprint on how to handle this particular
Yes.
person, right?
That's
And
yes.
these skills can be easily translated into other people that are causing bullshit on YouTube or in your personal life
Yes.
too, right?
And
So
most of them are smart. Like he's not as smart as most of them.
right.
So he's not as good at hiding it. So you were able to figure him out pretty quickly. I
Well,
mean, we
I
all figured him out once he started the bad actor
right.
shit. Most of us
I'm
figured it
not
out,
a
but
like I always say, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but
you're
you
emotionally
can
intelligent.
you can learn a lot just by listening to people and checking out their actions and picking out those actions and understanding the patterns in those actions, right? And I watch a lot of like stoicism videos, a lot of
Cool.
psychology
Me too.
videos,
Yeah.
a lot of things that help you manipulate the situations to better benefit you, not manipulating people, but manipulating the situation. So that's exactly what I did. I started
Wow.
saying, you know
So you
what?
really did homework. You not only thought about it analytically, you did the
Right,
homework on how
right,
to handle
right,
these people
right,
by the
right,
professionals, which is
right.
just
Right.
wow.
So a lot of what people are saying about Scott is absolutely true. He's definitely, at least in my view, this is my opinion only. It's not a analysis of him. But from my point of view, he's very narcissistic. So he's going to lap up when you give him a little bit of praise. He's going to lap up
But he
a lot
also
of self-grandioizing
yeah, but he also uses
thing.
that against people because it
Yeah.
turns him off.
Right.
He loves it
Right.
and hates it. Like he hates people that do that, and I did it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, so many times in person with him. Like I'm embarrassed. Fuck. I wish I could go back. I so wish I
No.
could go back.
No. No.
But
No.
no,
No.
it was important for me because you know what triggered my little girl that was bullied in school and in my
Yeah.
family. So
Yeah.
that's the level. That's why I had to take time off work. It triggered my trauma. It
Yeah.
did. And that was good because then I could walk through it and I'm a better person for it. And I got firsthand experience with it. And I also got a community, thanks to you, to step up and have my back.
Mm.
Even though like there's a lot of people that probably don't even like me, but didn't like what happened to me, or, you know, like they saw it all and thought it was, you know, and I'm sure a lot of people were embarrassed on my behalf for me. But still, it was a really healing experience in the end. And now I look back, comparing myself from now to then,
Yeah.
huge leaps and bounds. And I hope others that were in the same position as me can say the
Yeah.
same. And that's,
Yeah.
you played a really big part in that. So I just
So
really,
yeah.
again, wanted to talk about this.
So that was part of the plan, is to say all the victims, right, which are now survivors. I had that whole
That group
survivor week
matters.
for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Every one of you mattered, right?
And
And
we
that's
all acted like victims at one point or another. We had to.
right,
We have no choice. When you're in your
right,
feels and you're there,
right,
you're there. And you
right.
should be allowed to let
So
it out. It's not a bad
right.
thing.
So
Be a victim for
so
a minute, but don't
there
live in it.
I counted one time, Hammy, and there were over 100 people that this guy affected.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
and it had to, if I mean, and that affects the people around their lives. So there literally are thousands of people involved, right?
So
So
how deep was your dive to find that 100? Like that list?
I went back all the way back to his DC days. So
Okay. So
it's
you really
literally been,
did dig
yeah,
deep
this
to
was
find names
probably a
and
7 year time frame,
holy
7 year,
shit.
maybe a little bit more, to
So did
find
that
out.
list go anywhere? Did that
No,
list
no, no, no. This was just a
no?
personal thing for me to figure
Okay.
out how many people that this guy,
Uh-huh.
has really truly affected by his actions
Yeah.
and
I mean, if
words,
he's being
right?
an asshole for a couple months and he hurt 10
Right,
people, that's one thing. But
right.
when
But this
it's
is
like over
years.
and over and over again for
Yeah,
years as a
right,
living, to make a living at it?
right. And the patterns emerge, right? He would
Hmm.
go into a protest group, divide that protest group by either mod wars, streamer wars, legal wars, whatever the fuck wars.
Hmm.
It was this whole thing in his mind that he was doing. Like this was his seasons of content, right? So he would find somebody that was vulnerable, mostly women, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
There were some men, but mostly women that he felt were weak and vulnerable, and he would start attacking. Oh, this
Hmm.
person's a piece of shit, or whatever he would say, and then he would get everybody that would buy into that bullshit to back him up, and then he had a huge contingency of people that would back him up, and it would force yeah,
Booger
bugger
Wars.
wars exactly. It would
Good
force
one.
people to take a side, right? And I hate that. I hate
Hmm.
um,
Well,
you
that's
know,
part of the shtick. That's part
right,
of the profession that he chose for himself,
right,
is to
yeah.
turn
And
everybody
he's not very good
against
at it,
each
to
other.
be
It's like
honest
a
with you.
game to him.
Yeah.
It's like a video game. It's like, oh, how can I?
It's very small stakes too. Like it's
Yeah.
not like I say small stakes, and I don't mean to take anything away from the survivors of his wrath,
Hmm.
but I just felt that there was a way of handling it, and DP was definitely, in my view, not the only way, but the proper way of dealing with that type of BS, you know. So
Yes.
I I started DT, and it's been good ever since. You know, we've had our ups and
Yeah.
downs. We've had people leave for varying reasons, and all
Well, it
that type of
changed the
stuff.
trajectory of your life. Did it?
Um,
I mean, is this changing the direction you're going? Then you,
uh,
like a
well,
different
okay,
path?
so
Maybe.
so I don't have much more time. I have maybe 10 more minutes, and then I
Okay.
have to go. But
Sure.
basically, in a nutshell, no, it hasn't changed my life, but
Hmm.
it has changed the trajectory of the channel, right? I was
Hmm.
in the 1A
Okay.
community doing my thing, and I'm still doing that in the background. I do a lot of my stuff in the background, but DT for the past year has been pretty much the channel, right?
Hmm.
So going forward, I mean, after Friday, I know he's got a court date, and we're all anticipating that court date. I'm hoping we get a trial so this thing can be over. And then, like you said, the DT is not limited. See, the thing over there on that side, they think that this is the only thing that I'm obsessed with him, and I can't do anything without him. So if he goes to jail, then the
Hilarious.
content goes away, right?
Hmm.
That nothing could be further from the truth. If I choose to shut the channel down, well, that's my choice, and that's what I decide to do.
Yeah,
But
you said
that's my
something
choice.
about that at some point
Yeah,
about you're
well,
not
look,
getting
everything.
younger and like what?
I'm not getting any younger, and this channel isn't going to be around
Right?
forever, right? So
No,
there
but
is a
like you,
point in my life when I want to retire, right? I'm getting
yeah.
older. That's
Do you
just
mean like
life.
retire at 65 or retire at Freedom 55 or what are you thinking?
Um,
Like, and how would
retire soon.
this work
All I'll
be?
say, all I'll say is this: I would rather retire sooner than later. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I can't keep up the pace of what I'm doing because I look at a person like K Dot who's significantly younger than me, right? and
Mm-hmm.
and we're both going at the same pace, right? Him
Mm-hmm.
and I are balls to the wall. If we can't go balls to the wall, then we're not going to do it, right? And that's how I
Okay.
feel.
So
Once
you're
I
seeing it
feel,
like all or nothing, go hard or go home
yeah,
kind of
either go hard
situation.
or go home. I
Okay.
can't see it any other way than that. Like this
Because
is,
that's the thing. Like I'm trying to retire from my
yeah,
day job.
yeah,
And I'm chomping at the bit like you have no idea. I have a whole
yeah.
story. But anyways, I did
So
actually retire from my
yeah,
career in
yeah,
what I've been doing for years and years. But I
yeah,
just like I can't yet financially. But like
right.
I see YouTube as something I do when I retire. Not
No,
so. Can you
see,
shift it? Can you
if it
shift
was
it into
different, if it
fun?
was just me, like having a casual podcast, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I could see myself doing RP grinders for I don't know, maybe till episode 1,000, and
Mm-hmm.
then being like, look, I've done this for 20 years. I think that's enough, right?
Why not just
And
host DT and let other people do the production, the commercials, and like gather up people.
yeah, I mean, look, it's a possibility. I mean, I don't know what the future
Look at
holds,
me,
Anna.
I'm already grieving.
I know. No, no,
That's
no,
what
no.
it
Don't
is.
grieve. I mean, I'm not. Look, I'm taking a hiatus for a reason. Like, I need a mental
Yeah.
break.
Oh, for
I
sure.
mean,
Yeah.
there's times when you just need time off. I mean, I've been going at the. I'm the only one that's been there from day one,
Hmm.
never missed the show. You see
I
what
know
I'm
that's
saying?
true.
So
Actually, you've been really sick at times too.
yeah.
Very committed. That's true.
So
But you know, you don't have the production team to
no.
run the show if you're not there, though,
Right.
because you could
Uh,
change it up a little, just a
I,
little.
I,
You know,
yeah. So look, there's
look at
going to
me,
be a
hint, hint.
change in DT. Okay.
Okay,
So
good.
after Friday, right? We're still when we come back, we're still going to be on the Scott train because he's not in jail yet, right? We're all hoping for the same outcome.
He'll
He goes
always come up forever and
right,
always. You know that.
right. So what I plan on doing is taking this time to get back to my roots of video gaming, things that I love to do,
Yes.
and actually, you know, playing a game and beating it for a change. Like I can't tell you the last time I actually played a game to the end, right?
Oh,
So
well,
I
I'm
want to
so
do that.
happy for you. I'm
Also,
excited.
I know. Also, what I would like to do is reassess and figure out life for DT after Scott, right? But and there's plenty of ideas. We've already talked about it. We've got we've got plenty. Also, I thought of even doing like true crime stuff, which is
Well, yeah,
super popular right now.
endless content, but
Right,
you have a niche because you're gonna focus in on those the sociopaths. Like you're gonna be able to hone in on them.
right.
And
So
if they're still
Buttercup,
causing damage out there in the world, like you
yeah,
can take
yeah,
it on and
yeah.
actually
So
change the world and help people.
so Buttercup says another possibility: do DT once a week. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe we can
Exactly.
do DT on Monday, and
Yeah.
then Wednesdays and Fridays I can discuss true crime or
Yeah.
whatever it is I do. So
And make it
so
fun for yourself so it's not work. Like
yeah,
make it a
yeah.
hobby
It's
and then it's
I mean,
fun and
the
it's
true crime stuff is still going to be a grind, but it's going to be a different grind, and I'm always up for new challenges and evolving the
yeah.
channel. I mean,
And we want
it's
more of you. Like you have the following and it's going to
right,
grow. True
right,
crime,
right.
if it was more general, like it's too specific right now to grow
Yeah,
much more. So you
yeah,
know that already. You've said
yeah,
it. So it's
yeah,
just a matter of like if you expand, you're going to boom. I
yeah.
can see it because you have the
Well,
talent and your
the
intentions are good.
my
So,
hope is that by the end of summer, I have 7,000 subscribers. That was my goal before
okay.
Slappy decided to pull his bullshit and cost me 800. I was on the verge of getting, once you get 7,000 subscribers, then the
That's
algorithm
the
hits a
magic
little bit
number.
differently. It is a magic
So can
number.
we like there's like what five of us here besides you that are in this chat here. So let's do a subscriber drive for Mexican long hair. Like let's do a
Yeah.
drive to let's do it. Let's
You know what's
decide to
funny
do
is
it as a
I do that
community.
for
It's
other
our turn
people
to
all the
give. It's
time.
our time to give back. We need to give back
Yeah.
to you, and
I,
we can put in some effort. Do you know what I
well,
mean?
yeah. I mean, when the
Seriously.
time comes, then yeah. But by the end of summer, that's what I'm hoping.
When
So
you're ready, yeah, because you have to be
when,
ready. Because if we're going into like
yeah,
Rabbit's chat and saying, "Hey, everybody, you got
yeah,
to
no,
check out this
no,
guy," like not
yeah,
yet. Let us know,
yeah,
and we will. Like I think
yeah.
we should all we have to give back because you've given so
So
much to
yeah,
us.
yeah. So there's going to be some changes, is what I'm saying. They're going to be for the
Okay,
better.
good, and
Um,
that's good because it gets
some
old.
people will leave because they're purely interested in what we're doing on DT. DT is not going to
Yeah,
go away. I
yeah.
appreciate
No,
the whole thing that DT brought to the channel, and but DT has to change. You know, it's
well,
not.
maybe it could
There's
be
not.
the show that you do that goes after the Scotties of the world,
Yeah,
and then
well,
make it
there's thoughts to that. I mean, there's
type
plenty
of
of people
thing.
in Scientology that we can riff on. There's plenty of people in the real world
True.
that we can riff on politics. I mean,
Right.
there's so much we can do. It's
Well,
like
riff on people
SNL
that
for
are more
YouTube.
well known, and that's how your channel would boom. Because
Yeah,
the bigger
yeah,
you are, the less work you'd have to do.
yeah.
Because you could pay a
So
team, you know.
yeah, so I mean, look, there's the possibilities are endless.
I know
I'm not
my
here to put the
creative is
you know right.
churning.
I'm not here to put the kibosh on the channel per se. Like I don't want anybody to think that once I come back from hiatus, I'm just going to decide just to shut it all down. That would be disingenuous. I've got
Yeah.
too many people that believe in the channel, that believe in me personally, to just
Right.
say, you know what, that's it. You know, I
Yes, but
will,
we have to take care of each other. It goes
right.
two ways. So we
I
have to
will,
make your
I
life
will
easier.
give as much as I can. And if it ever does get to the point where I want to shut the channel down, I'll give people plenty of notice. It won't be, just I'm just done and that's it. You know,
Yeah,
that would
yeah. Well,
that
you have
I couldn't
that
do that.
integrity. Like
Yeah.
that's integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Integrity,
So
character, these are things that I talk about quite often on the channel.
yeah, you
I don't,
do, and that's something that people don't. It makes them question themselves.
yeah.
Because I ask when you say things like that, I'm like, do I have that? And then
Yeah.
and then I think about it more. So that makes the world a
The
better
only question to
place.
ask
You
yourself
don't realize what
is,
you're doing. Like you're
yeah.
spreading. Yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing that you have to ask yourself is, what do you do when nobody's watching?
Right.
See,
That's
that's what keeps me
integrity.
in line. I don't,
Yeah.
I hold
I'm not
myself
100% integral in life. That's for damn sure. Like if I
nobody
find
is.
money by accident that nobody would ever know,
Oh, I'll snatch that shit up too, girl.
right? You know what
Don't
I
kid
mean?
yourself.
Like,
Don't kid yourself.
yeah,
Well,
like if you
money is
find money, you're supposed to turn it into the police. Fuck that shit.
no,
I'm
fuck
taking
that.
that
You know,
money.
put that shit in your bank
Or the
account
bank
and enjoy
screws
it.
up
You
or
know?
whatever,
Yeah.
like
Well,
no.
bank screwing up is a different story. They'll eventually catch their mistake. So you
Yeah,
gotta
not necessarily. I've had chances.
really well.
I
Um,
mean, statute of limitations. I haven't seen
right,
anything like that happen in decades, but
right.
yeah.
But no,
So,
I mean, one time I found $900, and I'm not gonna,
oh,
I'm not gonna go searching. I mean, the
oh,
first person I say, "Did you lose $900?" and oh yeah, it's mine. And I mean, can you trust that it would be theirs? No, So,
no, you
I mean,
can't. You
money is a
can't put it
different
up
thing.
on Facebook and say, "Hey,
No, hey, I
it's
found this
gone."
$900. Is it
Like
yours? I mean, I'd have
10,000
15
messages.
calls within 30 seconds. But
Yeah.
no, it's
So
just
while you're off on your little rest,
yeah.
do I have your permission? I would love to stream old DTs,
Yeah. Most of the
like
old
pop
DTs are
or private it.
behind privacy wall right now
Oh, okay.
because I
All
can't.
right.
But any of the other ones, you can feel
Okay.
free to.
Because I want to publicly get your permission because I want to. That's one way of spreading what you've done, and I think it would be really fun. And I feel This is selfish. I'm gonna miss the community because as much as I don't always speak up, a lot of times I was working. I'm off
Yeah,
work now, but I was
yeah,
working, so I'm listening in or watching later. So that's why you haven't seen me as much.
yeah.
But
Well,
so like
look,
if people can come together and we're in the chat together and I'm streaming it and we can all pop our popcorn and watch back on the
yeah.
good
As
old
long
days from the
I
beginning,
do have one caveat. I would
Okay.
prefer that you pause and comment. Like maybe
Okay.
skip a few sections if it or something like that, just to make it your own. There's nothing
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't like more on YouTube than somebody just purely doing that and just
See, I always feel like people don't want to hear what I have to say, but maybe you know what I might do is invite some of the community to come up with me. Like today we have so and so Buttercup or Antics,
yeah.
or it'd be
Hey,
really fun
antics.
to have, and we could come up together and then
Yeah,
watch it together and stop, like pause and talk.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
basically a reaction video, is what it
yeah.
is.
Reaction video to what we do is
Yeah.
that I have no
To
problem with that.
DT
That'd be a lot of fun.
specifically.
That'd be a lot of
It
fun.
would. And then you
Um,
can watch. Then you can
yeah,
jump on while you're on
right,
holidays. You can jump
right,
in the chat and
right.
say, hey, it's
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
from this end, like,
Antics. I heard that you did that. I did not get a chance to watch it yet. I apologize, but thank you very much for doing so. Really, really appreciate that. So,
yeah, we need to
but
all step up and do more of that, everybody that's watching this. Let's do our part because it's time to give back. We're not all let's not be takers, let's be
no,
givers and takers.
no. Look, I've been given an opportunity of a lifetime with what I have now, and I understand that it could be a springboard to something
Oh,
bigger,
so many
and
things. So
I
many things. It's just
absolutely appreciate that from the community. Like my community is just unbelievable and unmatchable in that regard. And but get ready for it, y'all, because I agree with Hammy. I think if we can get to 7,000 by the end of summer, watch
yeah.
out because
I think it's
10,000
if it's
10,000
intention,
isn't yeah,
we can do it.
10,000 isn't that far away from 7,000, and I'll make it
Yeah.
like that. And then once you
Yeah.
get to 10,000, you start hitting certain algorithms, a video
Yeah.
or two gets shown,
hmm
then you're up to
Even
50,000.
cheat, like go out there and find out what everybody's watching and find and jump on the bandwagon for a bit. Whatever. It's for the
Yeah,
right reasons, jump
yeah.
on a bandwagon and call Rabbit,
Uh,
ask her get her advice. She would be
well,
able to
no,
tell you how to
Rabbit and I have a good relationship actually, and
Yeah.
we've been thinking
Yeah.
about doing a collab, so
Yeah,
that
there you
would be
go.
nice.
That would
Um,
bring in the numbers too,
yeah,
because
and she lives
she's
in Colorado too, so
oh
that's the other
cool.
funny thing.
Yeah,
But anyways, yeah. So 10,000, 50,000, and then from 50,000 100,000, and then
totally.
once you make 100,000,
Then
like
you're
that's when you start,
then you have a
really,
team, and then it becomes fun because you don't have to do all the work. You
yeah,
can
yeah,
delegate, and you can now, by the way. I think it's just a matter of I think I perceive
yeah,
you carefully designing your show, and you're very careful about that because there's
yeah,
personalities. Like we're all little fucky, like all of us, because we're different. We're not your everyday people. I mean, face it. I look around the community, I'm like, oh my God, I found my weirdos, you know? Like, I'm not normal in the
yeah.
world. I'm just not. And I don't think very
Shizzle.
many of the people here are.
That's
It's
a great
true.
compliment, Shizzle. I really appreciate that. Says
What'd she say?
MLH got me back into gaming. I won't lie.
Oh, nice.
Shizzle, first time
Is
in this
Shizzle a
channel. Well,
guy? Oh, it's a guy. Look at Hi,
yeah,
Shizzle. I like
Shizzle.
having guys here.
You'll enjoy Hammy's channel. She's really really chill, really really cool. I hope Hammy does a lot of actual travel blogging.
I will.
Something that Slappy claims he is a travel blogger, but yeah, she's calling all of you guys weirdos.
Yeah,
Antics.
affectionately, because I'm a weirdo and I never get my. I don't feel like I fit in anywhere, you know? So, I mean, I've never fit in anywhere from like my earliest memories. I didn't fit in. It was like, God, why is everybody so weird? And maybe it's me. And then I got
It's okay to
insecure
be
and trauma
weird.
and da da da. And then it's like, so here we are, all the weirdos together. So we have to support one another and make it like create spaces to come together. So thank you for that. I will do that while you're off. And I'd like you to keep in touch with me if there's anything you're uncomfortable with. If there's, just be open and honest with me, because I fuck
Look,
up a lot and people
no. Look,
misunderstand
I
me.
told you
So
this. I
just
told you this
ask.
off there, Hammy, and I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
it on here. And this is for everybody out there that's listening. Don't be afraid to ask questions, right?
right.
Some may be offensive, but they'll let you know. I don't want to
Yeah,
answer that
just
question.
but
This is
people
simple.
don't. They're offended and then they're mad at you and then you're like,
No,
what
no,
happened?
not
What did I do?
necessarily.
You know,
If you're
let
an
me
interview like
learn.
that, that's one of the things that I excel in is interviewing people. I mean, you can look back on this channel. You can look back even to RP Grind 18 years ago, and something that I do very
Wow.
well is interview. But I wouldn't be able to be who I am today if I didn't be bold and ask the questions.
Yeah.
And if
Uh,
somebody doesn't want to answer, I'd rather not answer that. And then you go on
that's
to
right.
something else. That's it.
Yeah. So are you going to pick up Bernie
I am. I'm going to be leaving right here in just a
right
couple
now?
minutes, and I'm going to be going
Okay.
to pick her up. Yeah.
Go pick Bernie up. So give Bernie a hug. Would she ever come up for an interview with me? I would love to interview her one on one. The two of us.
She got to an executive position at her work, so time and
Wow.
her don't really
Good
mix.
for
And then
her.
when she's not working, she's working. I mean, I'm,
Yeah.
in the bed, she'll be on her laptop, like actually doing work. So she's kind of a workaholic. But if she can
Yeah.
fit
I
you in,
mean, yeah, sometime
it,
whenever she
yeah.
wants, because I'm actually up all night. I'm on a flipped schedule right now. I wake up and in the afternoon. So if she like time, I can make it work for her. But I'd love to talk to Bernie just to see her perspective on things. And her life sounds really interesting too. So I don't know how shy she is, but I'd love to get a take on some of that too.
Yeah,
And
she's
she's
got to
in
be
this
real
too.
careful with her position, but I'm sure she would love it.
True.
But
Yeah. Well,
I'll
no
let her
one's ever
know.
gonna watch my channel. Like they'll never find
Oh,
me. But anyway,
well,
still,
I
I
mean, look,
understand.
you got what over 700 people. That's not anything to sneeze at. I was there at one
Yeah,
point, so
it's
you know,
true. Yeah.
I mean, I was super excited when I got up to 50 subscribers, Hammy.
Oh
So,
gosh, me
so
too. Like I couldn't
you know,
believe people are watching me. I was so embarrassed because it was
don't
like
be
it
embarrassed.
was a rough time. But I
Yeah.
have so much more to say to you. We'll have to do this again. Thank
Yes,
you
for
for
sure.
this spontaneous works for me. So it's
Yeah.
nice that you're the
Let's do
same
this
way.
again
Like,
sometime. I
hey,
wish
how
I had
you
more time
feeling?
today, but I just gotta go get ready. So, but
Oh, for
anyways,
sure.
Shizzle, Buttercup, Antics.
Oh,
Who
thanks, you
else was in
guys.
there? Believe who else? Oh, Journey was in
Buttercup,
there.
Journey was here.
Cinderella was in there. No Face. Thank you all for listening to my nonsense. Make sure you sub up to Hammy. She's
Well,
a
anyone that's
fantastic,
here
really
now,
nice,
Pluck as
nice
well.
lady.
Anyone that's here now is subbed because I did put on the sub requirement for
Oh, that's good.
5
That's
minutes.
good.
which
Yeah.
is good, but I didn't want it too long because I do want people to sub. So, like, I do want to build this channel because I want to retire and I want to
Yeah.
travel in that van that I bought that
Yeah.
completely
Travel blog.
broke me. It fucking
Yeah.
broke me. I should have given that van to
Just slapped.
Henri. Henri. I used to
Oh,
call him
Henri.
Henri.
Was
He's
Henri
the
the one that
French.
asked you for that?
Yeah, he's the one that, yeah, he was the one ranting about that. And
Yeah.
him
Fuck
and
that guy
DOA were
too, by the
together.
way. Fuck that
Those
guy.
two
I don't
fucking
care if
guys.
he's on the
Fuck
right
that guy. I
side
have
now.
stories on that guy for
Yeah.
days. But
Yeah.
I have things I want to tell you, like about DOA specifically on I had a red flag
Mm.
way earlier than when shit went
Yeah.
down. And it was such a strong one. I actually decided on I changed my route from Canada to LA because of the red flags I was receiving on him.
Yeah.
And I that was my intuition, I knew, and then I completely fucking ignored it. And as a woman, it's
Yeah.
like, "Arr,"
Trust
my
your
gut
gut.
is always right. My intuition
Trust
is
your gut.
so strong. But I
Yeah.
wanted so badly to be
Could
part
be
of that
wrong.
community, and he was leading the community at the time, face it.
Yeah.
I mean, he thought he was anyways, and he
Yeah.
tricked us into thinking he was. Anyways, later. That's for another
All right.
time, but
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. I
So say
appreciate
hi
you,
to
and I appreciate
Bernie.
everybody in chat.
Yeah, take care. Bye
Yep.
everybody.
Later, everybody. I gotta run, Hammy. Awesome talking to
Okay.
you, though.
Okay, take care. Talk to you
Yep.
later.
Later. Bye.
Bye.